Hey guys, welcome to Shep Talk and my review of How to Train Your Dragon. Directed by Dean DuBois, starring Mason Thames as Hiccup, Nico Parker as Astrid, Gerard Butler as Stoic, Nick Frost as Gobber. How to Train Your Dragon has a runtime of 2 hours and 5 minutes. Story. As an ancient threat looms over both Vikings and dragons on the Isle of Berk, the unlikely bond between Hiccup, an inventive young Viking, and Toothless, a rare night fury dragon, becomes the key to peace and survival for both species. Let me just say it. How to Train Your Dragon might be the best animated to live action adaptation we've gotten so far. Other studios take notes. Sure, there were changes, there always are, but they either worked or were subtle enough not to pull you out of the story. One of the biggest highlights? The flying scenes with Hiccup and Toothless. Absolutely stunning. I could have watched an entire movie of just that. And honestly, I wouldn't have complained. Actors. Mason Thames as Hiccup. Mason took the animated Hiccup we know and love and made him his own. He captured the awkward charm and inventive spirit without trying to copy the original voice performance. Not easy shoes to fill, but he handled it well. Nico Parker as Astrid. I will admit, I was skeptical of her casting at first, especially compared to the animated version. But I am happy to eat my words. Nico owned this role and stole almost every scene she was in. Confident, fierce, and completely compelling. Gerard Butler and Nick Frost. With a cast this young, throwing in seasoned actors like Butler and Frost feels a little unfair, but in a good way. They bring that extra weight and presence without overshadowing the new cast. You can tell the difference in experience, but the younger actors still held their ground. Action. If you're a fan of the original, you know what to expect. The dragon battles and Viking clashes are just as wild and over the top, and I loved every minute of it. Watching Stoic go toe-to-toe with a dragon, absolute chef's kiss. It's exaggerated and borderline ridiculous, but in the end, it works totally for Berk. Cinematography. The cinematography is breathtaking. From the sweeping cliffs of Berk to the detailed lifelike dragons, this film is a visual feast. You feel immersed in a fantasy world from the very first frame. Soundtrack. The music soars, taking themes from the original score and giving them a live action boost. The soundtrack hits hard. Emotional moments land stronger. Action scenes get your blood pumping. It's everything you want in a big screen fantasy adventure. Now on to some of my nitpicks. Rough Nut. Nothing against the actress cast as Rough Nut, but the dynamic between the twins just didn't click the way it did in the animated film. A lot of the humor, and it felt like a missed opportunity to lean into that chaotic sibling energy. Pacing. The pacing was a bit uneven. Some scenes rushed by too quickly, especially the more emotional beats or jokes. It needed a few more moments to breathe before moving to the next line or action. Acting. Our young cast gave solid performances overall, but there were moments where you could see them struggling with some of the dialogue. It didn't ruin the experience, but it was noticeable at times. Overall, How to Train Your Dragon is a near perfect summer movie. Whether you're a fan of the original or brand new to Berk, there's a lot to love here. Gorgeous visuals, spine-tingling music, epic dragons, and heartfelt performances. It's proof that a live-action remake can be done right, with care, respect, and a dash of cinematic magic. With all that being said, Shep Talk gives How to Train Your Dragons 4 Sheps out of 5. A high-flying, dragon-filled delight. Thanks for joining me on this review. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out some of my other reviews right here. I guarantee there's more movie magic to discover. But guys, that's all I got time for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.